Hello everyone, my name is Susan Maya de Vera and I'm here to discuss the topic 5 Psychoanalytic Perspective. For the intended learning outcomes, at the end of the report, students should be able to define what is psychoanalytic perspective. What is psychoanalytic perspective? The psychoanalytic approach or perspective focuses on the importance of the unconscious mind, or not the unconscious mind. In other words, psychoanalytic perspective dictates that behavior is determined by your past experiences that are left in the unconscious mind. People are unaware of them. This perspective is still based on Freud's psychoanalytic perspective about early experiences being so influential on current behavior, but the focus on sex is not as great. This perspective relates to an understanding of the past and the way it impacts an individual. The psychoanalytical perspective relates to not just the behavior that an individual engages in, but why they engaged in it. According to this perspective, there is a reason for everything an individual does, and it is related directly to something that has occurred in that individual's past. By understanding the incident that occurred in the past, it is possible to learn a way to overcome it in the present. This is the basis of understanding the psychoanalytical perspective. To help you understand what psychoanalytic perspective really means, here are some of the examples. Jennifer was physically abused as a child. Her father would get very mad at her whenever she would not do something he had asked of her. Sometimes he struck her with his hand and sometimes with a belt. Jennifer would get very upset when this happened and withdraw into herself. She would strive to do everything she could to make him happy the next time he asked her to do something. Now Jennifer is an adult. She is married and has a house of her own. One day, her husband asked her to pick up a cake at the store for him to take into work. Jennifer was busy at work and forgot to stop on her way home. When her husband gets home, he asks where the cake is and Jennifer realizes she forgot to get it. Based on the psychoanalytical psychodynamic perspective, Jennifer would react to her forgetfulness in the way that she used to react when her father would ask her to do something and she forgot to do it. She would likely retreat into herself and work hard to become better. For her husband, this would likely be a confusing reaction. Even if we were angry that she forgot, he would not expect her to react in this way. Jennifer, being withdrawn, would not explain to him why she didn't get the cake or why she is suddenly withdrawn. Over time, she can cause a rift between the two of them without facing up to the thoughts and experiences she had as a child. Jennifer would not be able to have a healthy relationship with her husband. Another example: when Mark was young, his mother left the family. She never told him she was going to leave. But one day when he got home from school, she wasn't there. His father would tell him that she was a selfish person and that she abandoned them. He told Mark that all women would leave eventually and that you should never get attached to one because they would not stay. Now Mark is a carefree bachelor. He is going on 30. And even though his friends are all settling down, Mark can find a woman he wants to spend his life with. He thinks he wants to start a family but always finds himself pushing women away when he starts to feel close to them because Mark was told as a child that all women will leave. He is afraid to fall in love. He doesn't want to get too attached to a woman because based on his past, he believes that any woman or women that he would love will eventually leave him. In order to overcome this feeling, Mark must revisit his past and consider the events that occurred when he was younger. He will have to think about his mother leaving and will need to consider what it means for his future. Until he learns that not all women are going to leave or becomes willing to take the risk, he will not be able to settle down and have a family. This clearly tells that the past will dictate the future. It helps us understand why some people act that way because it is a direct reflection of their experiences when they are younger. It may not come from childhood experience, or it could be from an early childhood experience, or just a witness situation of experience. For some key points, unconscious must be made conscious to resolve problems, and Sigmund Freud is the founder of psychoanalysis.